स्थिते सूर्य कुंभ राशि स्थिते शशांके शेषेषु गृहेषु यथा यथा राशि स्थानेषु take your name son now say yajmanasya kashyap gotrasya tarandath pretasya antishti karma aham karishye om krishna very teacher take a lot of water you know sprinkle on the entire body head to toe ओम अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तरन्नत प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त स्नानं मया दीयते तवो प्रतिष्ठताम् अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तरन्नत प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त चंदनम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठताम ओम गंधम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठताम अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तरन्नत प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त गंधम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठताम माला पुष्पमाल मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेरा तमसार्विते तत्लोकमर्थाय दीपोयम उपतिष्ठिताम अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तरन्नत प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त दीपम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसाद्विते तत्लोकमर्थाय दीपोयम उपतिष्ठताम अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तारंदत्त प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त दीपम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम यम द्वारे महाघोरे अंधेन तमसाद्विते तत्लोकमर्थाय दीपोयम उपतिष्ठताम Take one of the pin like that. Put this glass on the black one. You could open your hand this one. अध्य कश्यप गोत्रस्य तरन्नत प्रीतस्य मृतस्थाने शव नाम निमित्त ईशति पिंडो मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम तिलांजलि मया दीयते all right bring the वसवो पवित्रमसि शतधारं वसवो पवित्रमसि सहस्रधारं देवत्व सविता पुनातु वसवो पवित्रेण शतधारेण सुप्त कामदुक्ष वसुभ्य नमः प्रीतवाहाय नमः वरुणसौप्तं भ नमसि वरुणसस्कं सर्जनिष्ठु वरुणसरित सदन्यसि वरुण सदसरमासीर ओम वरुणाय नमः प्रीत संखाय नमः। ओम उतनो हिर्बुज्ञ सिनुत्तज एकपात पृथ्वी समुद्रः विश्वदेवाः ऋतवृद्धो गुणानस्तुताः मंत्राः कविशस्था अवन्तु अजय कपादाय नमः प्रीतपाय नमः। ओम शिवो नामासि स्वरितिष्ठे पिता नमस्ते अस्तु मामहिगम निवर्तयाम विषेनाध्याय सजनाय वयस्पोषा सुप्रजाय सुब्रियाय अहिर्पुण्याय नमः प्रीतभूमिपाय नमः। ओम पुषं तव व्रतलेय यनारिष्य मकराचन स्तोतारस्त इहास्मसि। ओम पुष्णे नमः प्रीतहर्त्रे नमः। So I just want to invite the immediate family to come and put a flower, make a little arti and thing. Daughter and mommy. Let the mommy come first. गंधम मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम। मया दीयते तव प्रतिष्ठिताम। अजय कश्यप गोत्रस्य तारंदाथ प्रीतस्य मृतस्थानुष्यप नाम निमित्त दीपम। While this is happening, we can probably all sing a bhajan. Jai Krishna Hari, Jai Krishna Hari. Jai Krishna Hari Sri दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरि। एवरीवन जय कृष्ण श्री जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर ओ जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का और कोई न केवन और कोई न केवन सब तू ही मेरा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण। So is there one of the cousins also can come? Cousins, nieces, you wish to come and put a flower? Just the immediate cousins of have you. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत तू चाहे तो सब विष को भी अमृत कर दे, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। श्री दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। जब चारों तरफ अंधी आशा का दूर किना, ओ जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किना, और कोई न खेवन हारा हो, और कोई हारा हो, तब तू ही बेड़ा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। श्री ओ दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। श्री न हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओ जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओ जय 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 न हरे। हरे रामा हरे रामा, राम राम हरे हरे। हरे राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम Ram Ram Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Vishnave Namaha. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari. O Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya O Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari Govinda. O Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya. Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Radha Raman Hari. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari. Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Raman. After these two people, this will be final. Others will get a chance afterwards. That's it? Okay. So thank you, my dear friends, for being here this morning, for one who was with us. He was a good brother. And he was a good friend too. Jata sahi dhruvo mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmadi paryaridhe natram shochitumarhasi. Natram shochitumarhasi, Bhagavan says, do not grieve for that which is inevitable. But Bhagavan made this world in such a manner that's so difficult to abstain from grief. When you're connected with somebody for a long time, not just a thing, not just a material thing, no? A living human being who has so much values about his life, so much principles he tried to enunciate to those who come in front of him over time, over the years. You don't see much of that anymore. People of this stature. I don't know how much you probably know of him, but we worked together for over 20 years, side by side. Whenever we have some time, we used to always chit-chat. Principal apartment, she was talking, they wouldn't say a thing, And Vijesh Mahadev was part of the group, three of us, 20 years together. And such was a wonderful company, I tell you. Every day he posts up something for me. Every day he will post up something. I'm quite sure for many other people too, at the same time. But I remember the last posting was just, not yesterday or the day before, I think it was. He says, life, last one he gave me, he says, life comes from the earth and life has to return to the earth. As you know, if that was a last premonition of him, but always giving some inspirational thoughts, always. That was the kind of personality he was, always giving something to inspire you, to make your day better and brighter and stronger. Such was the man who walked this earth. Such was the man who brought up a wonderful family, son and daughter, wonderful wife, of the same intellectual caliber, I must say. Nenam siddhanti sastrani, nenam dayati pavaka, nakedayan chapu, nakosi maruta. One thing I feel comforted with is that the Atma doesn't come to an end. This Atma would not come to an end. Nothing in God's world will bring it to an end. Not even the divine himself. No? And all those karmas that you would have performed, all those wonderful karmas as a young man into his professional development, family development and so on. I'm quite sure those resultant effects will take him to the next level. I feel almost certain that if he has to be reborn again, Lord, I know you'll probably put him in a wonderful family. We just ask of you, maybe it be a noble family, honorable family. May you continue to bless this wonderful soul. Give him the gift of a wonderful family. Ram Nam. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan. Everyone. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram Sitaram Bhajuman Pyare Sitaram 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 Bhajuman Pyare Sitaram Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Ishwar Rama Tero Naam Sabko Sarmati De Bhagwan Ishwar Rama Tero Naam Sabko Sarmati De Bhagwan Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan O Patita Pavan O Patita Pavan Sitaram. Ram Nam. You know Satya means? Satya means the truth. What we are looking at in front of us here, my friends, is one of the truths of life. Yes? How many of you are ready for this truth? It will come, It will certainly come. You say, bong to happen, bong and blight to happen, this is going to happen. To you and I. When will it come? We don't know. But I feel so honored to see that nobody came and took his life by force, as we are seeing in this country today, and all over the world. maybe his good karmas would have said, Bhagwan, I will come and take you home with me. God's blessings for those who have gone this way. You're blessed, your soul is also blessed. Isn't that so? Only when God is ready. If He gives the birth, He alone must take it at the end of the time. Birth and death are practically for every living thing, even inanimate things in the world too. All things, as a matter of fact, will have to face this question of creation and dissolution. But for a human being in particular, what you put between the birth and the death, that space there between V and the D, makes a lot of difference as to how the D will be, how glorious your ending moment will be. So, being born human, you need to put something inside of that, as my brother did. The ways in which the divine would want you to act upon, intelligently, lovingly, caring, with a sense of ambition, promotion of your own self as well. You have not just come here to stand up in one particular way and just die like that. Oh no. He had migrated to lots of psychological, intellectual upliftment of his life. In spite of all his handicaps, his physical handicaps and so on, he never allowed that to be a bother. Some people say, Baba, I have pain, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't come to the mandir. He didn't allow that to happen to him. In his own particular way, he made friends with his maker over and over again. I'm quite sure many of you probably know some of his thoughts. He was a poet. You already saw some of his writings, yeah? You can see the deep intellectual thought that this guy had in his life. When you come to such a company, you say, God bless. God bless. God bless that you find a company in which can also lift you in the company. Binu satasanga vivekana hoi. No? When you find yourselves in good company, you go do that, you know. Of course, your karmas will have to help to shape it too. And he was one such human being. I sung myself with him numbers of years. So, God bless his soul. Ram Nam, I want to invite Pandit Shamdev to say prayer and welcome. Hey, Sitaram. That is plus, huh? Dinodana Vishnu Shankachakra Gadadharam Apuru Pundarikaksham Pritugati Samudra Bhava Om Suchayanana Suchistvam Pragyavadansya Bhashase Gatasan Gatasuncha Nanu Suchanti Panditaha Om Nainam Chintanti Shastrani Nayam Dahati Pavaka Nacha Klidyanti Apuna Suchati Marutaha Om न जायते म्रियते व कदाचन यम भूत्वा भवत्वा न भूय अजो नित्यम शाश्वतोऽयं न हन्यते हन्य पुराण में Om Namo. We chant together and we seek the blessings of the Universal Master to bless his soul, bless his Atma. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Dandavat Pandit. Jai Sitaram. Right, Priya Lok, Priya Parivar. Right. A devoted son then a devoted teacher, right? He was a devoted husband, a devoted father, of course, a devoted brother, and finally, a devoted devotee. And his truth that he spoke, the love and the dedication that he had for his family, the spiritual practice that he put place as he went to enter the mandir on a daily basis. Chanakya Niti says, Chala Lakshmi, Chala Prana, Chala ye jivata mandare, Chala chala tu sansare, dharmo ekahi nischalang. Chala Lakshmi, one day our wealth will leave us. This is a form of wealth that is parting from us. Chala Lakshmi, Chala Pran. Again, the life force will leave us one day, as Pandit was saying. This is the truth. This will happen to us. Chala chala tu sansare. One day we will leave this world, this earth, this earthly planet, Mrityulok. Dharmo ekahi nischalang. But the dharma we put in place, the truth that we speak, the love and care we have for people, and again our dharma or righteousness practice during the course of this life, it will stay with us with the suksham shari that has departed from the human body. When we die, the principle of the elements, right, the man, the mind, the intellect, right, all together, what's called a suksham shari with the atma, the spark of divinity, and it is hovering around now, around the body. That will take him to the next janam, as Pandit also said. So, Najayate Mriyate Vakadachan, with this slok, the Bhagavad Gita says that when we are born, the human body will die one day. But the soul is Avinashi. It is Param Brahm, Param Dham, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam, Adi Divyam, Ajam Vibhum. It is a spark of divinity from the Supreme Being. It will not die. It is Avinashi. It is unborn, eternal, everlasting, because it's a spark of Sri Krishna Bhagavan, Sri Ram. So the human body perishes one day. We will all die one day. The human body. But the soul, the Atma, existed before TK took birth. It existed during the course of his life, close to 62 years. And it exists now. So Najayate Mriyate Vakadachan, the human body has a birth. Death will occur. It has a date that we will pass away. But the soul doesn't have birth and death. It lives before, it lives during the course of our life, and it is everlasting. So once we get that point, and then Pandit brought that slok in the Enam Chindanki Shastrani, and he said, no weapon will destroy, the wind cannot dry, the earth cannot destroy it, the fire cannot destroy it, the body, the Atma is everlasting. It is a spark of that consciousness of that universal master. So with those two sloks, enough knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita to tell us, asochayanana sochastam. That is difficult. It is difficult for everyone. It's tough. Right? But the two sloks educate us in chapter 2 from the Bhagavad Gita that this is life. When the soul enters the body, that's birth. When it leaves the body, it's death. Between those two, that's life. And once you understand that, so Bhagavad Gita and then Brahmana tells us, Bari Bhagya Manushatana Pava, Sudadu Labasara Granta Nagava. That we have been blessed and he made the best use of his human body. We have been blessed with this human body because of past karmas. We didn't get it by chance, right, Pandit? And we have got it now, and we have worked very hard for it. So we must make the best use of the time we have been given. Everyone has a lifespan. The time that we have been given, the janam, the birth we have been given, the human body and all the complex faculties, that we are able to utilize it. Shariram Sarva Vidyanam. The human body is to gain all sorts of knowledge, to elevate us, and he did that. Shariram Sarva Devata, to invoke the devatas and seek their blessings. That he also did. Sharinam Sarva Tirthani, that's a Tirthani, that's a holy shrine up there. Right? Guru Bhakti Shulapati, and he in his time he had his guru. Right? The late Pandit Hardat Maharaj. So that's from Shanak Niti also. So the Bade Bhagya, we have been blessed with this human body. Sudadada Labasada Granta Nagawa, the devatas envy us. Sadhana Dham, only with this human body, we can enter the gateway of that universal master. As we have a gateway here to enter this home, this is the gateway. This is the gateway, the human body, to enter the universal, the kingdom of the universal master, the abode of Sri Ram. Sadhana Dham Moksha Kadar, Paina Jehi Paraloka Savara. And if you and I waste it, well, I am definitely not going to waste it. If anyone wastes the human, that this human time, the body, the lifespan, the janam, the birth, then in another janam, right, then they will regret it. So with these thoughts in mind, let us pray for the Suksham Sharir, and we ask Prabhuji to bless his soul, to bless his Atma. Advaishta Sarvabhutanam Maitra Karuna Evam Nirmamo Nirhankara Samadukha Sukha Chami Om Yada Yada Hi Dharamasya Glanira Bhavati Bharatam Abhyutanam Adharamasya Srijamyaham Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Jadushkritam Dharma Sanstapanarathaya Sambhavami Yoge Yoge. Om Ram Nam Satya Hai. And my sympathies to my sister-in-law, to Ani, of course, Ambika and TK. You are TK and Akash. Right? Yes. Jai Sita. Thank you.
Ram Nam. Satya. Satya means the truth. There's one guy who sought the truth. What the truth really is. So one of the objectives of human existence is to, what is really the truth of this existence. You know this bhajan? I want you to follow with me, sing with me, much more than me. Mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram. To the Divine Father, we ask of you to give this wonderful Atma a shelter, a refuge at the divine feet, O Lord, and keep him with you. Mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apni sharan mein, mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram, mujhe apni sharan. लोचन मन में जगने हो, लोचन मन में जगने हो, युगल चरण में ले लो राम, मुझे अपनी शरण। जीवन देखे जाल बिछाया, रचने माया नाच नचाय। जीवन देखे जाल बिछाय, रचने माया नाच नचाय। चिंता मेरी तभी मिटेगी चिंता मेरी, तभी मिटेगी जब चिंतन में ले लो राम मुझे जो मने लाखों पापी धारे, मेरी बारी बाजी हारे, मेरे पास न पुण्य की पूंजी, मेरे पास न पुण्य की पूंजी, पर पूजन में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में। राम हे राम, राम हे राम, all voices, राम हे राम, राम हे राम। घर घर अत को, दर दर भट को, कहाँ कहाँ अपना सिर पद को, इस जीवन में मिलो न तुमको राम हे राम, इस जीवन में मिलो न तुमको, मुझे मरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम। Should you only ask for shelter to the feet of the divine? As you live your life on a daily basis, this should have been one of your high objectives in your life. Lord, I do not know when you're going to switch me off, But Lord, whatever time you choose, Father, may I come to you. No? There's a nice verse I'm trying to remember. Itna tu karna swami jab pranitan. Divine Father, when you say I'm emerging from this sharir, this body, nothing must block this Atma from coming through, This is like a big city, it's a big city. Navadvar Pure Dehi has 9 doors. This body you see here has 9 doors in it, in which the Atma can come out. Depending on your actions, it comes out in a particular openings, as we will call it. But the best one, of course, is on the top of the head. And you mothers will know when you're bathing your baby, there's a soft spot on the skull. Is that so? Always beaten like that? So we always hope and pray that, that, Lord, if we have to leave, can we leave up here? When we leave up here, hardly likely we want to come back into this Bhausagar. Now? I want to invite my brother Pandit Gaya to say a few words as well, or say a prayer before I ask of the eulogy.
Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. My dear devotees, both what they have speak a lot. And if I were to ask a question,
were they wrong or were they right in what they have said? Everybody will say yes, they are right. But I too will say yes, they are right. Death is just a separation from this body, that soul, when it leaves the body. But as Hindus today, we go beyond something now. What does we go beyond? Let me use the term death now. Today we will say Narish dies. Nice? So we're going to dispose of this body today. But as long as you see Ambika, Aki, and Miss Susan, but I always have respect for she, or I will learn she always say this. Miss Susan have life upon this earth, that name will always be within them, my daddy or my husband. So at all time they will be thinking about who? Nourish too. But the day this three individuals were to renounce this world, leave this world, then we can say yes, death now take its effect, nourish is no more along. Once that day, what the scripture say? Ko nahi janata hai jag mein, kapi sankata mochana, naam tumhara. That name is greater than even the person yourself. So when that day reach that you see these three people renounce this world, leave this world, then you will hardly hear about nourish again, other than who? The extended minded devotees. So once you see this name continue, he will be what? Always here, existing minded devotees. That's why we just say, when God he created this world how? Equal, just, and fair. You cannot add, you cannot take away. Everything that he created will continue to exist out under different names and different forms. So what's going to take away, my dear devotees? Then we go beyond again, we say something. Once you see attachment take place, then detachment follow. Now, when Coco and Coco Kaki, well, easy term now. Everybody know Coco and Coco Kaki, right? When they get married, they bring a first son. But when after that, in that union, they bring who? A second son, not true? So the first attachment takes place again with Nourish when his mother becomes pregnant with him. So in that mother womb, all Nourish know is that part just as all human being. So the first attachment common take place there, my dear devotees. But the day the mother gives birth to that baby, and when you've got that cord, everybody is sitting neighbor string now. There you go, look out now, we not know, you know. So the moment you've got that neighbor string, the first attachment take place. Sorry, the first detachment. First attachment take place to the world. Yeah, sorry, the second attachment take place, but the first detachment take place. So you separate what now? That mother from who? That baby, my dear devotees. So we become what? One within this universal plane we call the earth. You get to explore, go, come, you view the whole world. Wait, this world so nice. But then where is the world within ourselves? Do we examine the world within ourselves? You know, Nourish have done that. If you were to ask Brahmans, well, I know Mahis and them here. I see we have Prabhu and them here. Nourish is one fella from small coming up. Always have a one-pointed mind, being a good devotee. As Pandit have really once said, he always dedicated himself to his creator, his maker. And when Pandit was reading the Sankalp and he used the Titi, now the Dashmi Titi, today's Dashmi 10 Titi. You know who 10 Titi is dedicated to? Yamraj. So eventually look at what fall in place. God has put everything in place for you that he did us be correct and appropriate. That when it happens you go straight to him. There's no effort doubt about this. You see he had done pindas. Even the dolls. We look at Pancha. What Pancha have to do with we as a human being once you live a righteous life. You live a righteous life, what he have done, even if you didn't do this, that's all eventually till they gone straight to who? This is what we're looking at in life, my dear devotees. These is things we have to accept. And you know, while Aki was doing the arati, I don't know if everybody noticed, when Sri Ramchandraji was going to take boat, how the weather was? Cool, mild breeze, not true? While Aki was doing the arati, you get nice mild breeze was blowing, the place was cool. And if everybody could have watched, the rain was drizzling. That is the greatness and the blessing we just get when we perform our duty in the right method, my dear devotees. And while Pandit was talking, he had to come up to me again. I thought the Savannah yesterday playing cricket now. And Harish was one fella always interested. He's coming, he want to play cricket, you know. And he got there now. But one day he ball one up in the air. So they said, Harish, run and catch it. And he gone and he stand up by the ball and watch him. You know about that? And he tapping and he watch the ball. And he fall in the ground. So they say, what happened by him? I'm so happy all of a sudden to catch the ball. I don't know who he You see what life is, my dear devotees. These are the humanists and a human being that bring us in this world today. Look at the good things somebody have done, not if they have done something wrong, because this soul is going to be judged now. And what you think about him is what's going to help him, my dear devotees. Don't look at the wrong aspect in life that somebody have done. Always create something greater in life to help that individual, my dear devotees. So, Pandit, just 3 minutes, I think about 5. So, put your hands together, my dear devotees, and let us say a little word of prayer. That wherever this new soul may be, we ask Lord Krishna to say, bring this soul into your kingdom, where there is no more pain, there is no more sorrows, there is no more suffering. Hari Om. Om Vishnu Naratmasi Vishnu Sanpatristu Vishnu Suryasi Vaishnavamasi Vaishnavitvaha Siddhi Vaishnavitvaha Siddhi Vaishnavitvaha Ram Nam Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki Jai. Here we are one of the Gurus of Pandit my daughter Liga. I'm from Satya
Because currently moment in time, for the things that remember. As you're speaking, I just remember what is it?
That's what we are really here for. You know, tatat padam tat padimargitavyam yasmin katana nivartant bhoya tvameva chajam purukam prapadhe. Bhagwan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, you know. You see, whatever you're doing in your life, right? Very diligently, very incrementally, think about me, try to attain my state of divinity, try to attain my state of supremeness of the divine. So I'm just saying that to let you know that your church is not only when you go to the mandir. Wherever you are at that point in time, that is where your church is. You're driving, that's your church. You're home, that's your church. You're at work, that's your church. You're walking on the street, that's your church. And there, this constancy of abiding upon divinity, at some point in the person's life, one comes automatically to the feet of the divine. I want to feel my brother was a person like that, always imbibing intellectually, conversationally, and of course in his profession as well, abiding that which was always good, and good of course is an extension of the divine. Yes? Ram Nam, Satya hai, sabka yahi gate hai. So, before I come to a conclusion, I want to ask the daughter, Ambika, to give the eulogy, and then we'll close with a prayer.
Sitaram, we have been wearing masks for the past 2+ years because of the COVID situation, but I removed the mask to do this. Last Saturday, I had a mask on and I was talking, and Dad told me to remove that muffler from my face because he couldn't hear what I was saying. Dad had a great sense of humor. My task here this morning is threefold, so I hope you would bear with me, and I hope it would go faster in real time than it does in my head, so we'll be on time. First, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of my mom and my brother to thank each of you for the tremendous outpouring of love, support, and prayers that has been the source of our strength through this ordeal. Thank you. Second, I wish to acknowledge the members of the village and the family who have been critical elements throughout significant milestones in Daddy's life, celebrating and supporting whatever the situation demanded. Thank you for that. I also wish to acknowledge the various networks Daddy had built throughout his lifetime. Pandit said that you have to be blessed to be in good company, and I think that network is testimony to how blessed he was. He had networks with people from all walks of life, and he developed a ritual to communicate with each person and exchange ideas and share inspiration on a daily basis, right? To the point that sometimes when the internet would go for days, people would start calling frantically, what happened? just to be sure everything was all right, because they didn't get that message that morning. Some of those networks included a morning ritual he had with Mr. Vishnu Gosain. He was a mentor of Dad's who encouraged him to pursue his passion for poetry. He also had a network with members of the Sangre Grande Hindu School with whom he spent many of his years and would often come and share many of the memories that he had, right? To the point that years on, when the teachers would come in over the course of the few days, we could easily recognize them. Some I didn't even know, they weren't in my year group, but I could, out there while I was a student, but you could still recognize them because he brought them home, even after retirement. I also want to acknowledge the members of the VCC group, of which he was a part, the mischief makers of the group. They were up to a lot of mischief from what we could understand. So I know his days at college were enjoyable. He had lots of memories. I also wish to acknowledge the NEC 77ers group. They have been tremendous support for us over this time, and they compiled and hand-delivered some of their most cherished memories of Dad. But we have not had the time to go through it under the circumstances. We want to be able to be in a position to take our time and devote enough attention to that as they would have put in compiling and preparing it. But in the absence of those memories at this time, Uncle Ken from that group, Uncle Ken Ali, wrote a short note on behalf of the NEC 77ers that I would like to read. He writes, "Over the past decade, we have seen the rise of technology, more specifically the smartphone, which today puts us in immediate contact with friends who have been long in absentia. In the year 2017, the NEC class of 77 held our 40th high school reunion. Reconnecting with school friends and teachers after 4 decades was certainly a once-in-a-lifetime memorable event. We felt a new lease on life as old friendships came alive again. To keep the fires of renewed friendships burning, follow-up was necessary. It was here that TKB was skilled, relentless, consistent, and caring to keep us all connected with daily words of inspiration, motivation, and greetings with the new technology at his fingertips. Tarandath Koonj Beharry was one of the most selfless, genuine, and caring persons I have known. We spent 5 years, from 1972 to 1977, together at NEC, and then parted ways. As we reconnected 40 years later, it was a delight to see again this calm, gentle, easygoing soul. His demeanor and disposition were honed a little, but still the same. After the 2017 reunion, he found a platform on WhatsApp to remind us of some important values and credos in life through a daily post and poster. Many of us would willingly admit those daily thoughts and the virtuous message behind them is what got us through the day and prepared us for a come-what-may type of day. We don't have to write a dissertation, just an acronym like GM or a smiley face emoji that may gladden someone's heart and convey the message, "I see you," or "Thanks for reminding me that there are greater things in this world than my puny agenda." A little goes a long way. Thanks, Koonj. Today, as we remember Koonj, I miss his calming voice, whose concern for his friends came over as the real deal. He was always interested in taking a dive into what you were saying, like a concerned big brother or father would. He wanted to make sure we were okay. Our classmates may be scattered through Trinidad and Tobago, USA, and Canada, but Koonj kept us tethered to a shred of friendship, never letting go. In the process, he reminded us of how valuable we all are, not only to ourselves, but to each other. He was definitely the glue that held us together. I can only hope that his aura of love, hope, joy, and appreciation for everyone has left a permanent stain in our hearts and subconscious that stays with us for our journey into perpetuity. May he rest in eternal peace. We love you, my dear brother, NEC class of 77 and teachers. That is the second task. And now the third task, the hardest of all. And Daddy always strove for excellence in whatever he did, so I hope I can pay tribute to that. Pandit said that what determines the D is the distance between that B and that D. So let's see what I can do. I think I got his sense of humor. So there's a story told of two brothers, Lord Kartikeya and Lord Ganesh, who took a challenge to compete against each other. Three circles around the earth, just like Daddy and Dada, two brothers. Story has it that Lord Kartikeya jumped on his vehicle, the Peacock, and started circumnavigating the earth, and would often look back and, not seeing Lord Ganesh inside, thought he was well ahead of the competition and was certain to win. When he completed his 3 rounds and got back to the starting point, he saw Lord Ganesh, who had already been declared victorious. Lord Ganesh circumambulated his parents, Lord Shiva and Devi Parvati, because for him, his world was his parents. And so too, our world is our parents, and their world was us. Dad taught us many things, but in the interest of time, as Pandit Gaya said, I'd like to just give a few thoughts on what our dad meant to us. I know if you ask anybody, their dad was the best, their mom is the best. But what does our dad mean to us? Dad, he taught us to dream. He had this ability to see anything and conceptualize the most magnificent version of it. And those dreams he was always excited to share with us. He was always dreaming up something. And those grand dreams inspired us to have our own dreams, our own grand dreams. One of Daddy's greatest dreams that he accomplished was the family business, Parivar Foods. And I'm putting in a plug here for the brand. It's a trait I learned from my dad. He never missed the opportunity to, to advertise. But Parivar Foods is testimony to what Dad envisioned for us. The word Parivar itself means family. The business is about family. It's a family business. When the idea was brought to the family, we always discussed things together before doing anything. He knew our strengths, each one of us, Mommy, my brother, and I, and he assigned tasks based on our strengths. Each one of us had an input in the product that we have today. So he taught us to dream. Dad also taught us to take action. Despite any limiting or limitations, Dad never gave up. Up to the very morning that his transition started, Dad was planning. We were supposed to be going on errands that day, and he has this knack for organizing things. Right? He has checklists, we have checklists, there are things that are yet to be done that he was planning to get done. Right? So he taught us to take action despite any limitations. And when he could not act on his own, if there is anything he could not do on his own, he took up the position of directing. And my mom was always at his side. Anything that needed to be done that he couldn't do himself, Mommy and Akash were always there. I got away sometimes because I would leave and run to work. But yes, so he was so good at doing that, so he had his own director's chair. And from there, he would sit and guide. So to dream, to act. and Daddy always provided direction. There was never a decision we made on our own. It was only natural that everything we had to do, we would come together as a family and make that decision. And Daddy would always provide the necessary guidance to ensure that we would be successful. And for that, we will always, that's going to be sorely missed, because he had a way of thinking things through a different level of, different perspective. And as an educator, you get into the habit of grading. You're always assessing and grading. If I had to give Daddy a grade, I'd say he deserves an A+. And that A is an added bonus. It's one of the most pivotal lessons he taught us. And that is appreciation. Daddy always taught us to appreciate family and friends. He was always happy whenever he would hear about other people's successes, right? Whenever they would excel in school or they would achieve anything, he was always happy to hear about it, even though he may not have been directly a part of it. Daddy taught us to appreciate nature. So all of the plants, all of the birds, everything around us, he conceptualized to get us in that frame of mind. Nature is important. And there's so many things that taught us to appreciate. But I think those are two of the greatest ones that we will cherish. People and nature. There are many of Daddy's dreams that he accomplished. His life is a continuous evolution and achievement of his planned dreams. And just as he lived, he left, because this all feels like a dream. We haven't awakened to the reality of what's taking place. But with time, with his blessings, we'll get through this, and with your support, of course. I know that the dreams, the vision that he had for this family will continue in the stalwart of a son that he's raised together with Mommy. Right? I know that my brother clearly understands the values and traditions and what this family stands for. And I'm confident that he will carry that mantle, that baton, with dignity and honor. So Daddy's legacy will continue. With that, I just want to read a short poem that Dad wrote that I think encapsulates how he lived his life, or how he strived to live his life, and how he would want us to continue. This is a poem he penned called The Journey of Life. To the altar of life I bring a blissful and wholesome being, so that living becomes worship and life a prayer. Existence is itself sublime. Actions are petals at the feet of the divine. While words magnify the inner vibrations, thoughts are the fuel, making manifest the innate qualities of being. Behavior mirrors the inner self. Attitudes unleash beliefs. Grow the attitude of love. Exhibit the behavior of worship. The echoes of the message resonate in living, while beliefs find unity with life, and life's purpose finds meaning in an understanding of a greater life. Yeah, he was always better at technology than me. Pursue a course that leads to the return of the true self, a narrow causeway of self-discovery and self-fulfillment. In that realm, truth is imminent. Panditji has been reciting Ram Nam Satya Hai all morning. Truth. Awareness is pervasive and joy is boundless. It is a world of true peace and real happiness. The journey may be rough and bumpy, and at most quite lonely. The enormity of the temptation of the blitz and glitz of today, yet it's neither real nor lasting. Again, pundits have mentioned that. These detractors must be safeguarded as on course the journey goes. On the road that is narrow and rough, with truth and honesty as the companions, may restraint and sacrifice be the guards. Take note of the signpost of love and compassion. Ever vigilant, keep the mental frame as you look, the vision, your goal. Steadfastness and commitment to lifeguards as on the journey of life you go. Jai Radha Madhav, Jai Koonj Beharry.
Ram Nam, and there you have it, the character of a human being that once was part of our lives. Hardly ever probably you may find people like that as companionship in the world anymore. I don't know, today's world is so rough in so many ways that we ask of the Divine Father to give us that courage to live in the way He lived. I'm quite sure in His time He must have seen the vision. He had vision to see the Maker's hand at work. Ram Nam. I just want to acknowledge the presence of the teachers of the Sarangani Hindu School. Angad and Rajan, you all came on behalf of the school to give support. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for being here. And I just want to let you know, ask of you, this is not the end of the process of the funeral ceremony. As you know, as Hindus, we have other aspects to perform because we are dealing with something that is alive. That's the process here. We're just going a couple hours' time and this will become dissolved in the fire, but the real individual continues to exist. And because it exists, we exist to perform those rites and rituals to help the Atma in its next journey, its next dimension. Here we all stand. Whatever your wishes for the soul of our dear brother, direct your thoughts to Bhagavan Vishnu. O Divine Lord, you are alone our Father, our Mother, our Master, helper in every way. Father, you are the protector of those who have no support, O Lord. Sometimes we forget you, O Lord, but you have not forgotten us in any way. So much is your compassion upon our lives. Help us to recognize this thing in our lives as well. Pituma tu saha yak swami sakha. Pituma tu saha yak swami sakha. Tumhi ekhana hamare ho. जिनके कछु और आधार नहीं, जिनके कछु और आधार नहीं, तिनके तुम ही रखवारे हो। पितुमा तु सहा यक स्वामी सखा, तुम ही एक नाथ हमारे हो। अनादिनी धनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रीत मोक्ष प्रदो भव। ओम प्रीत मोक्ष प्रदो भव। प्रीत मोक्ष राम नाम सत है, सबका ही गत है। Dhanyavad. Thank you so much, my dear friends. So those who have not given the chance to view the body, you can come. And you have lots of flowers you can place on the body. So come in one direction and exit into another direction. And you know we have a very nice road to pass. So we have to cater for that, that journey in our lives.